You know that meme video where the SWAT team bursts into that house and basically cause untold destruction and mace an old bloke in the face? Well, if you wanted that in video game form but with more violence, Ready or Not is for you. Ready or Not is very reminiscent of SWAT 4 if you're familiar with it. Basically, you have many different maps with different scenarios in each one, from barricaded suspects to an active shooter situation, and it's up to you to go in and sort it all out. But obviously the task isn't as simple as I made it sound. When you go in, you have to make your shots carefully to make sure you don't hit innocent bystanders. But quite frankly, that's their fault for getting involved in these situations. Don't want a stray bullet, don't leave the house. To get a better rank in each level, you have to do everything by the book. Make sure you give enemies the chance to surrender, which is quite frankly bang out of order. Report each enemy you take down and each arrest you make. Secure all the evidence, you get the picture. There's a meaty selection of guns and tactical gear like the mirror gun that lets you see under doors. You can use a riot shield, which is about as effective as putting a sheet of paper in front of you at the moment, so don't bother. Or you can just be a real chad and use a breaching shotgun or battering ram. There are less lethal options like beanbag shotguns and tasers if you want to be an absolute quivering fanny. Obviously stuff like flashbangs are damn useful, but they are inconsistent. Gas grenades work better, but if there's someone in your party not wearing a gas mask, they might as well just shoot themselves and save the crims the trouble. The guns themselves all look, sound and feel amazing, probably some of the best feeling shooting I've ever experienced. You unlock them all from the go, as well as all the attachments, as there's no progression system, so you've got plenty of room to experiment and find out what works for you. The AI is all over the place. Now, I've only done it once, but I know when you burst into a crack den guns loaded, it is unpredictable how the dirty crims will react, and it's true in this game. The AI will either miss you from point blank range or John Wick you in the head with a pistol from impressive distances. Sometimes they just stand there while you give them new nose holes, other times they rush right at you, other times they'll behave normally and take cover. The unpredictability keeps it fresh, but also can make it very frustrating. The amount of times I've been gunned down from fuck knows where is pretty high. Some consistency in the AI would be nice. Other weirdness crops up as well, like using my mirror under the door, seeing the room is absolutely clear, only to boot the door open and a meth head being right there close enough to kiss me. Obviously the game is in early access, so it's somewhat forgivable, but then I saw they have DLC for the game. Maybe focus on the bugs first, my ducks. You can rebind all your keys, and if you rebind anything, it should be the interact shout button, because they are both bound to the same key at first. Which does make for some funny situations where instead of opening a menacing looking door, you tell it to get down on the ground with its hands behind its head instead. Naturally, the door ignores that command, but a breaching shotgun soon sorts that out. Speaking of the shout command, it can feel bloody useless at times. The amount of times you tell a civilian to get down and they tell you to go ram it up your arse is ridiculous. Obviously a quick tase, mace or warning shot remedies that. Don't know about you, but if a big unit with a high powered assault rifle came running at me and told me to get down, I'd be on my knees quicker than your mum. And I've never had a gun wielding enemy surrender when I've shouted at them, even when I'm behind them with a shot lined up. They always fancy their chances and try and 180 and beam me. Annoyingly, sometimes they pull it off. What Ready or Not does have down to a T right now though is a great atmosphere thanks to superb graphics and sound design. It's pretty cool when you and your squad split off and you can hear them in a firefight in the next room and you have no idea if they have survived or not. It genuinely can feel like a survival horror at points. You have no idea where the next tosser is coming from and what they will be packing. It's also fully co-op online with 5 people and it's great fun. Teamwork is very essential. Stuff like having someone to open the door slightly and another to lob a gas grenade in, reporting what rooms are clear and what direction you're watching is something you're going to have to do if you want to get good at this. You can play single player with an AI squad which you can command, it's just the command menu is a bit clunky and the AI isn't great. They ignore your commands, stand out in the open trying to stop bullets with their internal organs, which I respect the dedication for, don't get me wrong. They are good shots luckily, but this game shines more with other people. On a technical level, the game isn't the best optimised at the moment, which again is to be expected. The frame rate drops quite a lot and it's seemingly random. I'll just be walking down a plain corridor and bang, slideshow, but other times I'm in a firefight with debris and flash grenades flying and it's fine. I know it sounds like I've slagged the game off a bit, but it was in my Game of the Year list for a reason. The way this game feels is just top shelf. The graphics, sound and all round leaning towards realism elevate it above so many of the shooters. With the AI and bugs fixed, Ready or Not will be set to be an absolute banger, and I hope it is. Fully recommend it as it is, is, and the dev team are very active in working on the game. One last thing as well, the game is 100 gigabytes, but the download is like 36 weirdly, so better have some room on your hard drive. Fully worth the chunky size though.